Grab your cup of tea or even your cup of coffee. Actually, this is not a problem, and let's sit together to do this pattern, detailed tutorial and achievable project. The beginning of this project, we're going to crochet the center of the poster, and we're going to grab a hook of 3mm. So starting with a magic ring, after we make our magic ring, we're going to make 3 chains. Along with the 3 chains, we're going to make about 11 double crochets, and taking in account that these 3 chains are actually a double crochet, so at the end we'll be having about 12 double crochets. So counting for this is the 4th one, this is 5th, we're going to have another 6 more, so we'll be having 12. After completing all the double crochets, we're going to tighten our magic ring, and we're going to end this row with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain. So we have 3 chains at the very beginning that we made, and we're making slip stitch at the 3rd one. So this is row number 1. Now moving to row number 2, we're going to make 3 chains. Along with that, we're going to make another double crochet in the same space with these 3 chains that is counted as a double crochet. Now chain 1, and in the next stitch we're going to have 2 double crochets. So this is the pattern will be followed all along the row. Now the pattern is 2 double crochets, a chain and 2 double crochets, except for the beginning we actually chain 3 chains because this is our foundational beginning. Do that pattern, repeat it over and over until you in the row with a slip stitch. Now this is row number 2, we're ending it with a slip stitch. So we are doing a chain here, ending with a chain, and to end the row we have to make a slip stitch at the 3rd chain. So this is the 2nd row of our project, or of our center. On number 3, we have a little difference in this row, so we should make a slip stitch in the next double crochet, and we have the space of the chain, one that we made all the previous row. So this is a slip stitch, and this is the starting point that we should start from. So make 3 chains as usual, except that we made it at the chain 1 space, and in the same space, so we are having a space here, we're going to make a double crochet in that space and another double crochet. So in total we have 3 double crochets, and naturally these 3 chains are double crochet. So make a chain. We're going to skip the double crochets underneath. We move to the space and make 3 double crochets. Now chaining 1 and moving to the space, skipping all the double crochets, and we're going to make 3 double crochets just like we did. This is the standard pattern of roll that we're going to repeat over and over. Unlike the roll number 1 and 2, we're having roll number 3 is the most repeated roll here in this coaster. So complete this roll, and we're moving to before we moving to roll number 4, we're going to end. I'm going to show you how to end this roll just as usual. Make your 3 double crochets, chain 1, and just end with a slip stitch as we do most of the times. So this is the 3rd chain, make a slip stitch, and this is finished. So now this is row number 3 finished. We have this row, which is row number 4. We're going to skip these 3 double crochets, but we are having our chain at the very first double crochet, or 3 chains. So make 2 slip stitches in the next, or at the next of the 2 double crochets. Now we're moving to the space just like the previous row. We are starting from the space. This is our starting point. We're going to make 3 double crochets, and in the same space we're going to make another. So we're actually having 4 double crochets here. Chain 1 and skip the 3 double crochets and make 4 double crochets in the next space after skipping the double crochets. So from row number 4 we are actually having an increase. So as row number 5 will be a little bit different. So follow this pattern along. We have 4 double crochets and chain 1. Finishing this row, we're going to end it with a chain before we slip stitch. I didn't do the chain yet, so these are 4 double crochets and we have a chain, and then we end with a slip stitch just like as we do before. Now this is the 4th row. We're having the 5th row coaster, or row number 5. This is just like the complement or completing the increase of row number 4. So this will be a little bit different. Now we're having a space between these 4 double crochets. We have the middle. So this is a space where we are going to have a starting point from. This is our slip stitch, and then we made 3 chains, and we are going to have 2 double crochets along with these 3 chains. In total we have 3. So make sure that we are making these double crochets in the space rather not at the top. So this is the 3rd one that we have here. Make a chain as usual. This is the usual pattern that we talked about. and we'll focus on the spaces just like row number 3. Do a 3 double crochets. This is the repetitive number that we have, unless we do row number, for example, the row number 4. So follow this pattern. We do the chain, and then just in the middle of the 4 double crochets there is a space. Do 3 double crochets in that space, and then chain 1, and in the next space we do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and do the same over and over until you just get to the end of this row, which is row number 5. Finish this row, and we are having a chain here, and then 3 double crochets in this space, the last space of this row, and then we're making our chain, and then slip stitch in the 3rd chain of these 3 chains. So this is the 3rd chain, we did a slip stitch. And then moving to row number 6, we have this usual repetition of the row number 3. We're skipping all the double crochets, so we're making 2 slip stitches, and in the space we're going to have 3 double crochets and then a chain, just like row number 3. This is here the repeated pattern. Because we just increased in row number 4 and row number 5 followed with row number 5, row number 6 will be just like the standard pattern that we will repeat. These are 3 double crochets, and then we'll chain, so just by completing row number 6, we are having row number 7 and 8, just like this pattern. 3 double crochets, chain until you get to the end of the row, and then you do a slip stitch. Now row number 9 will be a repetition of row number 4, and then number 10, that will be a row number 5. So I'm just going to show you again. Row number 9, we finished 8. This is our starting point from the space for row number 9. So look at this, we're going to repeat the same. Just do 3 chains, and we're having another 3 double crochets. These are 4 double crochets in total. So we're about to finish it, and then we'll move to row number 10 to repeat 3 double crochets in the middle of 4 double crochets, and then we have a chain, and then we have 3 double crochets in the space. After the second increase, we're going to have another four rows that follows the pattern of row number 3 double crochets, a chain, and then finally we repeat over until we end the whole row. Finally, we just completed the 4 rows of 3 double crochets and a chain, and this is the this is the final piece of our center, but we actually have another 2 rows which is different from what we did before, but it's very simple for you. So begin with 3 chains when we're not skipping anything here. So just in the following double crochet we are making here a double crochet. So these are 3 chains and we have a double crochet until now. Now we're chaining 2 and skipping just 2 stitches, which is the double crochet and also the chain. So we only get to the first double crochet here, and we're making 2 double crochets. Now chain 2 and then do the same, skip double crochet, skip the chain, and move to the double crochet, which is the very first of the 3 double crochets here. So make 2 double crochets. So it is as if to say these 2 rows are actually the frame of the center. So the following pattern, or this is the pattern of 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, just as simple as this. Just completing this row, and we're going to the very final row of this center and moving to another section. So this is the end of row number 15. I'm showing you just how we do 2 chains, and we do a slip stitch in the 3rd chain of the very first stitch. Now finally, this is our last row, which is row number 16. After slipping stitch or row number 15, we're beginning with a chain and do a single crochet for every stitch, for every double crochet that we made and every chain that we make. So we are just doing a very simple pattern here, which are single crochets for all the stitches. So this step is actually like framing the frame. So we are having here a chain to end row number 16, and we're going to slip stitch in that chain. finally we can say that we completed we complete the center of this poster. To the other section, which are the leaves, the greenery row, which will be section 2 of this poster. This is the final appearance or the final shape of our poster here. We're having 16 rows, and if you want to extend more, you can build up with the same increase that we do. It's 2 rows of increases. So I'm just cutting or getting rid of the remaining yarn here with our tapestry needle. Now I'm picking 2 colors, but it's fine. You can pick any color or gradient of color you want. This is Madame Cotton yarn, and we have Alize Cotton Gold. So these two are 55 cotton and 45 acrylic. So I made different colors here. If you notice, the middle it's more lighter than the other green that we have here in Madame Cotton. So just pick any color that you'd like, and we're starting to crochet our leaves here, starting with the knot. And we're going to insert our hook in. We're having the single crochets, and we have below or the previous row we have 2 double crochets. So look at the second double crochet here. There is a single crochet above it, so we're going to make in that stitch 3 chains. And in the same stitch we're having another double crochet here, and we're going to make 3 chains. Then we make 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So this is the stitch version, but we actually doubled the double crochet. Usually we do only have double crochet, 3 chains and double crochet, but this is actually doubled by adding these extra 2 double crochets. Now skip 3 stitches of single crochets and move actually to the 4th single crochet here. And these are the 2 double crochets. So skip 3, and then in the 4th one you're going to do another V stitch, and following this pattern all along the row you make the V stitches until we get to the end of this row. Now we're having the end of this row. Do a V stitch, and I'm going to show you how to slip stitch. We're not going to do any chains. We're skipping the 3 stitches and we are going to slip stitch in the third chain, just like as we do. So have this third chain and do your slip stitch. Now this is the row finished of the leaves, and we're moving here now to the row of flowers, which are puffy flowers, but you can actually opt for any type of flowers you make. Now beginning with the knot, we're going to insert our hook in the spaces in the V stitches. So we have a space between double crochets and we have the 3 chains. So this is the space where we are going to insert our knot. Then we're going to chain 3, and after that we're going to make our first puff. So we have 3 chains. That is counted actually as a incomplete double crochet, or even a double crochet, but we're going to make a 3 incomplete double crochets. So we are yarning over and then we pull up a loop without actually finishing the double crochet. So we have 4 loops on our hook, pull through all the loops, and then you will get a puffy stitch, which is a puff stitch. And now we're going to make at least 2 more puffs, which are 4 incomplete double crochets. Now pull through, after this incomplete double crochet, pull through all loops. So we have 5 loops in our hook. The first loop is not counted, it is actually for the first puff, but we are going to pull through all the loops. Making our third puff here with the same pattern. Repeat 4 incomplete double crochets. After that, pull through all the loops. Now we finished making the puffs, so we will turn our work. This is the front side, and we have actually 3 stitches, and then we're going to turn our work so we are facing the back side. So what we're going to do now is to make a slip stitch, or at least it's kind of a single crochet because we're not actually slipping or making a slip here. So this is kind of a single crochet, and there you have the foundation of the petals at the top. We're going to make the petals by chaining 3. After, you will go to insert your hook into the very first chain, just like this. So I'm trying to slow down as possible as I can for anyone who's not familiar with making puff flowers. After that, or after we made our slip stitch, we're going to make 3 chains and slip stitch into the next stitch here. So at least here we've got 2 petals. Now at the same stitch we're going to chain 3 and do a slip stitch into the next stitch. Now chain 3 again and then slip stitch into the next stitch. So here in total we have 4 petals, but we're going to make this petal this time from the back side. So these are 3 chains, and then we turn our work just like the first time, and here you will find a space to do your last slip stitch and your last petal. Here we completed our flower, which is the puff flower. And now for this coaster, I'm going to show you how to connect the flowers and not cutting each flower in its own. So we're going to invest a lot of yarn by doing this step. So chain 3. So we have here 3 chains, and then in the next space we're going to make a single crochet, and this is a space between the V stitches. So we do another 3 chains, and then we make the flower, but I'm going to elaborate more how to do it. So we have here 4 incomplete double crochets, not finishing the double crochets, and then after completing these 4, we're going to pull through all the loops. After this, we're going to have another puff and another more. So in total we have 3 puffs, and in each of them we make 4 double crochets, and pay attention, we actually have 5 loops on the hook when we do the puffs, at least the second and the third puffs. So these are in total we have 5. After completing the 3 puffs, we're going to close the flower by doing a single crochet just after the 3rd chain that we made. Then moving to the petals, we're going to make 3 chains and then slip stitch in the first chain of these 3 chains. After this, after slipping stitch or slip stitch, we do 3 chains and then slip stitch in the next stitch. Three chains to do the other petal here. This is the 3rd petal that we have. At least we should have 5 petals on each flower that you make. Then we are doing slip stitch, just following this pattern, and then we are going to do the last petal from the back side of the flower. So there is a space in the middle. We're going to slip stitch in that yarn. So we're going to follow this pattern all along the row by doing 3 chains after this flower and then single crochet in between V stitches. After completing all the row of the flowers, we are going to close this row by doing 3 chains, just following what we have done before. A single crochet in between the V stitches and then 3 chains, and we're going to slip stitch here to close the row. So noticing where to insert the hook is very important. So we have 3 chains at the very beginning of the flower that we make. We are going to insert our hook in the 3rd chain of the flower. So this is the 3rd chain. We're going to make a slip stitch in this point. Cutting the yarn. And we're happy to say that we completed this row, which is pretty much the same as the 2 rows of flowers that we make. But I'm going to show you how to do the leaves, building on these flowers, because it's a little bit different. So I'm using this time this color, this shade of color. So just do your knot, as usual, and where to insert it. We're having a single crochet here. So we're going to insert our hook in that single crochet to make a V-stitch just like the first row of leaves that we did. We're going to follow that pattern. The trick is only how to insert these V's building up on this on the row of flowers. So we do 3 chains, and then I'm just revising what we have actually did before. These 3 chains, and this single crochet, this is the double crochet, 3 chains, and then we make double crochets all in the same space as you see here. This is pretty much the pattern. We're going to skip a whole flower here, the whole flower with its all structures, and then we're moving to the single crochet to make the V-stitch. 2 double crochets, 3 chains, and we have here the other double crochets. Complete this pattern of the leaves, and I will leave you to complete also the flowers. So after, we are going to close the row by doing a slip stitch in the 3rd chain as we do. Now we cut the yarn. And this is the this is pretty much the row of leaves. So we're going to make another 2 rows of flowers, one with the orange color and we have the red color, and we're going to follow the pattern that we did. So building on these V's, we're going to use the orange color in these V stitches, and then the third we can say the 3rd row, we're going to use the red color pretty much for the last row of flowers. So this is the final result of the coaster. So you see here the shades of colors that we did. Maybe you will switch to another colors, that's your preference, of course. And I hope this tutorial was beneficial and you have been able to achieve this pattern. It was very and it was easy to follow. Thank you very much for your watching.